Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss 25 CMAT previous year GK questions. So these are the questions which are asked in the GK section of CMAT. So let's discuss each question one by one. So first question says, in Indian Constitution, directive principles of state policy are taken from. Directive principles of state policy are taken from Constitution of Ireland, which is option D. So the DPSPs, which is directive principles of state policy. So these are borrowed from the Constitution of Ireland, where their non-justiciable socio-economic principles were adopted there first. So seeing that, we also adopted to directive principles of state policy, which is taken from Constitution of Ireland. The second question is the word blue revolution is associated with. So the word blue revolution is associated with fish production. So the blue revolution refers to the rapid growth and modernization of the fisheries and aquaculture sector. So it was something which is which the revolution was started for getting increased fish production. So like increasing the fish production. So for this the blue revolution was started. Therefore blue revolution is associated with fish production. The third question is saying which of the following statements are correct. So we have to check all these 5 statements and we have to see which all 5 statements are correct. So Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in the year 1919. So option this statement A is the correct statement. It occurred in 1919. Then people were agitated over the arrest of Dr. Kichlu and Dr. Satyapal and assembled there. So this is also a correct statement. So a lot of people were gathered due to the protests which happened after the massacre and all against both the arrests as well. These two were the two primary reasons for which the people were agitated over the arrest and they assembled there to do a protest. So they were assembled there to do a protest. So option statement B is also correct. Then we have General O'Dwyer fired at place who assembled in Jallianwala Bagh. So General Dyer ordered firing. So this is also a correct statement. It was General Dyer who said that the firing should happen and he started firing on all the people who were assembled in Jallianwala Bagh. Then fourth statement is saying Gandhiji returned his knighthood in the protest. So Gandhiji didn't return in his knighthood during the protest. He was not returned. He returned to his knighthood later. He did not return to his knighthood during the protest. It is saying for during the protest. So this is not a correct statement. He returned to his knighthood after the protest was ended. So statement D is not a correct statement. Then statement E is saying Sardar Hardayal killed General O'Dwyer in London. So this is also not correct because it was not Sardar Hardayal who killed General O'Dwyer. It was Sardar Udham Singh who killed General O'Dwyer. So statements D and E are not correct. So these are not correct. But statement A, B and C are correct. So we can say option A, which is statements A, statement B and statement D, C are correct, is the correct answer. And the next question is saying given below are 2 statements. Statement 1 says that so there are 2 statements. In the light of the above statement, choose the correct answer from the options given below. So we can see it is saying for statement 1, statement 2, which of the following are true or false. So let's see each statement now. Statement 1 is saying that King Ashoka was the son of Chandragupta. So this is not correct. King Ashoka was the grandson. He was the grandson of Chandragupta Maurya. He was not his son. He was his grandson. So King Ashoka was the son of Chandragupta. This is not correct. So statement 1, I can say that this statement 1 is not correct. Let's see statement 2. Statement 2 is saying the war of Kalinga changed Ashoka and he became the follower of Jainism. So the first part is correct, that the war of Kalinga changed Ashoka. So this is correct. But he adopted Buddhism. He adopted Buddhism and not Jainism. So he did not adopt Jainism, he adopted Buddhism. So statement 2 is also not correct. Therefore we can say that both the statements are false. So statement 1 and statement 2 both are false. So option B will be the correct answer. The first Bharat Ratna awards were not given to. So first Bharat Ratna awards were given, first of all it was given in the year 1954. They were given in the year 1954. Now who all did receive the first Bharat Ratna awards? So as per the records, C. Rajagopalachari, so Dr. Sri Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, he was awarded the Bharat Ratna award. Same goes with Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan as well. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan was also awarded with the first Bharat Ratna award, which happened in which were given in the year 1954, as well as Dr. Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. So he was C.V. Raman. He was also awarded the first Bharat Ratna award. The only person who was not awarded the first Bharat Ratna award was Pandit Govind Ballabh Pant. So Pandit Govind Ballabh Pant, he received the Bharat Ratna award, but he received the Bharat Ratna award in 1957. He received the Bharat Ratna award in 1957. He didn't receive the first. He received the it later. So therefore, our correct answer is Pandit Govind Ballabh Pant. He didn't receive the first Bharat Ratna award. He received it a few years later. The famous instrumentalist Bismillah Khan was associated with which of the following instrument? So he was associated with D, which is Shehnai. He was associated with Shehnai. So Ustad Bismillah Khan was a legendary Indian classical musician, and he was associated with Shehnai. So he was the one who popularized this instrument a lot in the modern India, and he popularized this instrument globally as well. Globally, he performed at temples and ceremonies and international music festivals, which gave a lot of recognition for Shehnai. So the famous instrumentalist Bismillah Khan was associated with Shehnai. So option D, Shehnai, is the correct answer. The first national education policy of independent India. So independent India was commenced in the year. So it was commenced in the year 1968. Option A is the correct answer. So basically India's first national education policy, which is NEP, it was introduced in 1968 based on the Kothari Commission. So it was based on Kothari Commission recommendations. So it was based on Kothari Commission recommendations. This is important. And on the basis of that, it was the first NEP was formed in 1968. So it emphasized on equal educational opportunities, compulsory education for all, and the 3-language formula across the country. So 3-language formula was implemented across the country after the formation of NEP in 1968. So A, 1968 is the correct answer. The first country of the world who legalized euthanasia was the correct answer is B, which is Netherlands. So Netherlands is the correct answer. So the Netherlands became the first country to legalize euthanasia. It did it in the year 2002. This was done in the year 2002 under strict legal conditions. This was followed under strict legal conditions. So it allows the physician assisted dying to relieve unbearable suffering. So any certain medical or legal procedures are there due to which a person is suffering. So physician assisted dying was allowed in Netherlands. So the first country of the world who legalized euthanasia is Netherlands, which is option B is the correct answer. So next question is saying match list 1 with list 2. So in list 1 there are certain entries, and in list 2 we have to match each entry with the list 1. So first we have Warren Hastings. So Warren Hastings it abolished the dual government system. So Warren Hastings was responsible for abolition of dual government system. So I can say A can be marked to 4th. Then we have Lord Cornwallis. So Lord Cornwallis is called the father of civil services in India. So he is the one who started basically the civil services, who basically managed the entire system of implementing the civil services in India. So I can say B is matched to 1. Then we have Lord Wellesley. So Lord Wellesley introduced the subsidiary alliance. So he is responsible for the introduction of subsidiary alliance. So C can be matched with 2. And then we have Lord Hastings. So Lord Hastings, he played a key role in expanding the Rotwari revenue system. So he is the one who is responsible for establishing the Rotwari system as well as expanding the system as well. So Lord Hastings is responsible for 3, which is establishment of Rotwari system. So this is the correct order: A4, B1, C2 and D3. So A4, B1, C2 and D3, it is option A, which is the correct answer. The youngest prime minister in the history of India was Rajiv Gandhi, which is option C. So Rajiv Gandhi became India's youngest prime minister in 1984. So he became in the year 1984, and at that time he was just 40 years old. He was just 40 years old when he became the prime minister. So he assumed the office after the Indira Gandhi's assassination. So Indira Gandhi was assassinated, and just after her assassination, Rahul Gandhi took the office just at the mere age of 40. So he assumed office following Indira Gandhi's assassination, and he became the youngest person to ever hold the prime ministerial post of India. So option C, Rajiv Gandhi, is the correct answer. Then we have another matchup in which it is given list 1 has the viceroys of India, and list 2 contains the main events for which they are known for. So first is Lord Canning. Lord Canning was viceroy during the Great Revolt of 1857. So he was the viceroy when the revolt of 1857 happened. So A can be matched with 3. Then we have Lord Lytton. So Lord Lytton enacted the Vernacular Press Act. So He was the one who bring the press in India, and he enacted the Vernacular Press Act. So multiple languages press can be released. B can be matched with 1. Then we have Lord Ripon. So Lord Ripon is known as the father of local self-government. So he is responsible for bringing local local self-governance in the effect. So C, which is Lord Ripon, can be matched with 4. Now D is Lord Curzon. So Lord Curzon passed the Indian Universities Act. So he passed the Indian Universities Act under when he was the Viceroy. He passed the Indian Universities Act. So D can be matched to 2nd. So this is the correct order: A3, B1, C4 and D2, and we can find this order in option C, which is A3, B1, C4 and D2. Now again, in this question we are given 2 statements. We have to check which of the statements are true and which of the statement is false. So statement 1 is saying vitamin A, vitamin B and vitamin C are all fat soluble vitamins. So this is not correct. This is false. Why? Because only B and C are water soluble. B and C are water soluble. They are not fat soluble. So vitamin B and C are water soluble. They are not fat soluble. So only A is fat soluble. So we cannot say that all are fat soluble vitamins. So statement 1 is not correct. Then statement 2 is saying that vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin K and vitamin E are all are water soluble vitamins. So again this is also not correct. So all of them are fat soluble vitamins. All of them are fat soluble vitamins. All of them are fat soluble vitamins, not water soluble vitamins. So both statement 1 and statement 2 are false, and therefore option B is the correct answer, which says statement 1, statement 2 both are false. Rudyard Kipling is the famous writer of which of the following book? So Rudyard Kipling is the famous writer of the Jungle Book. So option C is the correct answer. He authored the Jungle Book, which is a collection of stories, and it was published in 1894. Again, the year is important. It was published in the year 1894. So the other options, like the Brief History of Time, this was written by Stephen Hawking. This was written by Stephen Hawking. Then the Republic was written by Plato, and the Pi, which was Life of Pi, was written by Jan Martel. So only the Jungle Book was the one famous book which was written by Rudyard Kipling. So option C, Jungle Book, is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a scalar quantity? So force is not a scalar quantity. So force is not a scalar quantity because it has both magnitude. It has both magnitude and direction. So force has both magnitude and direction. Therefore it is not a scalar quantity. It becomes a vector quantity. It becomes a vector quantity. Now speed, work and volume, these all have only magnitude. They have only magnitude. Direction is not there. Direction is not there, only magnitude they have. So they all are scalar quantities. So option C, which is force is a vector quantity, is the correct answer. Again, which of the following statements are correct? Again, we are given 5 statements. We have to check which of the following statements are correct. So Jainism came into existence around 600 BC in India. So this is the correct statement. It somewhere came around existence in 600 BC in India. The second is saying that there were 24 Tirthankaras in Jainism. So this is also correct. So Jainism recognizes 24 Tirthankars. So this is also a correct statement. Then third statement is saying that first Tirthankar was Swami Mahavir. So this is not correct. It was not Swami Mahavir. It was Rishabhadeva. It was Rishabhadeva. The first Tirthankar was Rishabhadeva, not Mahavir. So statement C is false. Then statement D is saying the last and 24th Tirthankar was Rishabhadeva. So again this is false. The last and 24th was Mahavir. The last one was Mahavir. It was not Rishabhadeva. The first one was Rishabhadeva. The last one was Mahavir. So statement D is also false. Then statement E is saying Jainism accepts the idea of existence of God and believes in caste system. So again this is false. Why? Because Jainism it rejects the God and the caste system. It rejects the God and the caste system. So statement E is also not correct. So only statement A and B are correct. So option C is the correct answer. Arrange the following Indian defense organizations in terms of their foundation year. So we have to arrange them in their in terms of their foundation year. So let's check each of them. So first we have Border Security Force. So it came in 1965. BSF came in 1965. Then we have Indian Air Force, which is IAF. So IAF came into existence in 1932. Then we have National Cadet Corps, which is NCC. It came into existence in 1948. Then we have National Security Guards, which is NSG. So NSG came into existence in 1984. And then we have Central Industrial Security Force, which is CISF. CISF came into existence in 1969. So it came into existence in 1969. So the correct chronological order will be like the first one was IAF, then came NCC, then we had BSF, then we have CISF, and then we had NSG. So the correct order was B, C, A, D and E. So B, C, A, E, D. Sorry, B, C, A, E, D. So the correct order is option D. So B, C, A, E and D. So option D is the correct answer. Then again this question we are given below two statements. We have statement 1 and statement 2, and we have to check which statement is true and which is false. So statement 1 is saying in Indus Valley civilization houses were made of bricks. So statement 1 is true because Indus Valley houses were built mainly with baked bricks. It was mainly made with baked bricks and it followed standardized construction. So statement 1 is the correct, is a true statement. Then statement 2 is saying in Indus Valley civilization were not familiar with cotton. So this is false because archaeological evidence shows the civilization cultivated cotton and produced cotton textiles. So they produced cotton textiles as well. So it is not possible that they were not familiar with cotton. So statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. So therefore option C is the correct answer. Again we are given two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. We have to check which statement is correct and which statement is incorrect. So the abbreviation of ASCII is Army Standard Code for Information Interchange. So this is false. This statement is not correct. So the full form for ASCII is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So the correct full form is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So it is not Army, it is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So statement 1 is not correct. The statement 2 is saying the abbreviation of COBOL is Computer Business Oriented Language. So again this is false. This is not computer. The computer is not there. It is Common Business Oriented Language. It is Common Business Oriented Language. It is not Computer Business Oriented Language. So both the statements are false. So option B, both statement 1 and statement 2 are false is the correct answer. So we celebrate National Constitution Day on. So the National Constitution Day is celebrated on 26th November, which is option D. So National Constitution Day is celebrated to commemorate the adoption of the Indian Constitution in the year 1949. So it was commemorated in the year 1949. It is also observed as a Constitution Day or Samvidhan Divas. Samvidhan Divas. So this 26th November 1949 is also, this 26th November date is also considered as Samvidhan Divas. So again it was the National Constitution Day was celebrated on 26th November. Then again we have matchups. In list 1 there are certain activities, and list 2 it is asking about in which year it happened. So partition of Bengal happened in the year 1905. It happened in the year 1905. So A can be matched with 4. Then the Muslim League was founded in 1906. So option B can be matched with 1. So Muslim League was founded in 1906. Then the Home Rule movement, it began in 1960. So Home Rule movement, which is C, is began in 1960. So C can be matched with 2nd. And then we have the Chauri Chaura incident. So the Chauri Chaura incident took place in 1922, which led to suspension of non-cooperation. So D can be matched with 3. So the correct order is A4, B1, C2 and D3, and this is there in option B. So A4, B1, C2 and D3 is the correct answer. Again given below are two statements. There are given two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. We have to check which statement is true and which is false. So statement 1 is saying that Ajatashatru was the founder of Haryanka dynasty. So this is not correct because the founder of Haryanka dynasty was Bimbisara. The founder of Haryanka dynasty was Bimbisara. It was not Ajatashatru. So Bimbisara founded the Haryanka dynasty. So statement 1 is not correct. Then statement 2 is saying the earliest capital of Magad was Rajgir. So statement 2 is correct. It is true that Rajgir, which is Rajgarh, was the earliest capital of Magad before Patliputra became the capital. So before Patliputra, Rajgir was the capital of Magad dynasty. So statement 2 is correct. So we can say statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true, and therefore option D is the correct answer, which says statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. Arrange the following important national days of India in chronological sequences. So we have National Science Day. So National Science Day is observed on 28th Feb. National Science Day is observed on 28th February. Then we have National Teachers Day. So National Teachers Day is observed on 5 September. National Teachers Day is observed on 5 September. Then we have National Youth Day. So again, this is observed on 12th January. This is observed on 12th January. Then we have National Hindi Day. So National Hindi Day is observed on 14th September. So National Hindi Day is observed on 14th September, and National Children's Day. So Children's Day is celebrated on 14th November. So the correct chronological order is first we have National Youth Day, then we have National Science Day, which is 28th Feb. Then we have 5th September, which is National Teachers Day. Then we have 14th September, which is National Hindi Day, and then we have National Children's Day, which is 5th. So the correct order is CABDE. So CABDE is the correct option, and option C is the correct answer. Which of the following statement is not correct? So we have to find out which statement is not correct. So the correct answer for this is Chittaranjan Das was not member of Swaraj Party. So this is not correct. This is false statement. Thus this will be our answer. So Chittaranjan Das was a founding leader. He was the founding leader of the Swaraj Party along with Motilal Nehru. So there was Motilal Nehru as well. Along with Motilal Nehru, he was the founding leader of Swaraj Party. Then if we check other options, it says NC Kelkar was among the founding members of Swaraj Party. So this is a correct statement. Then we have the foundation of Swaraj Party was laid on 1st Jan 1923. So the party was formed in 1923. This is also correct. And in the elections held in 1923, the Swaraj Party captured 45 out of the 145 seats. This is also correct. It won 45 seats. So the only incorrect statement is Chittaranjan Das was not member of Swaraj Party. So this is false. He was the founding leader of Swaraj Party. Then again we have matchups. So we have a nicknames for certain planets which are used. So in list 1 there are some names, and for list 2 there are the planet names. So first we have the biggest planet. So the biggest planet is known as Jupiter. So A can be matched with 3. So the biggest planet is Jupiter. Then we have blue planet. So Earth is called the blue planet. So we can match B with 2. Then we have coldest planet. So the coldest planet in the universe is Neptune. So C can be matched with 2. B can be matched with 1, sorry. This should be 1. So B should be matched with 1. C with 2. And then we have hottest planet. So hottest planet is Venus. So D can be matched with 4. So the correct order is A3, B1, C2 and D4. So the correct order is A3, B1, C2, D4, and thus option B is the correct answer, which is A3, B1, C2 and D4. Who is known as the father of green revolution in the world? So it is Norman E. Borlaug. So Norman E. Borlaug is known as the father of green revolution. He is recognized worldwide for developing high yielding wheat varieties. So he developed high yielding wheat varieties which significantly increased the food production. It helped in increasing the food production, and it also helped prevent famine in several developing countries. So during that time there was a lot of famines which used to happen, and because of him he basically prevented many famines in several developing countries. Thank you so much for tuning in with the video. This was 25 questions from CMAT previous year. In the next video, we'll bring certain more questions on CMAT, mostly from previous years, as well as certain static topics which are generally asked in CMAT. So thank you so much for watching this video.